Good Saturday, First Church. Man, I miss you guys. I'm excited about what I'm talking to you about today. As many of you have seen, we made the announcement yesterday via social media, via email. Some of you probably received a phone call about this, letting you know that we are resuming in-person services tomorrow on a limited basis. We're going to have one service. It's going to be at 10:30 a.m. And we are really excited about this, but we also wanted to do this video for a couple reasons. Number one, I wanted to be able to tell you a little bit more about the heart and the detail behind our plans of resuming in-person services, and we also have video clips of what you can expect when you walk into the sanctuary to worship tomorrow morning. Now, let me just say up front, if you are not feeling well, if you're in an at-risk category, if you've been limiting yourself to exposure in public, if you're just worried or anxious or concerned and not really for sure, you might be kind of torn about whether you want to resume with us in-person services now or not, it's okay to stay home. If you're reserved, if you're torn, if you're anxious, if you're worried, if you are at risk, it is okay. We encourage you to stay home. We honor that. We understand that. So just up front, know that. Like I said, live stream will be at 10:30, so you're not going to be missing service. We are going to continue to live stream from this point on. So I wanted to make you at least aware, give you a visual of some of the changes, because there are going to be a lot of changes. Some of these changes I'm not a fan of, I don't necessarily like, but it really isn't. It's not a matter. What I like, what I don't like, that's not important right now. What's important is that we provide the safest, most responsible worship environment and atmosphere for you and your family during this time. So there's going to be a lot of changes, and these changes are seasonal. These changes are until we're on the other side of this thing, whenever that is. But we ask that you just extend some grace to us as we are doing these to keep you and keep our church family as safe as we possibly can. So as you're walking towards the building, there's only going to be one entry door. And as you're walking towards the main building, that's going to be the door on the right. Now, all other doors are going to be locked, and they'll have signs on them. So if you try to go into one of our alternate doors, they're going to be locked from the outside, and they're going to have a sign there asking you to come to the front. Now, it's important for me to say this, per fire code, don't worry. Even though that these doors are locked from the outside, they are not locked from the inside. If there were to be a situation that would arise that we would need to utilize the quickest and easiest means of egress necessary, all of our doors, you can get out of them. They're not locked from the inside. So as you walk through these front doors, this door here to the right, we want you to know that someone will be there, either holding the doors open, or these doors will be propped open for you. You don't have to make contact with any of the surfaces on the doors. We strongly recommend that you wear a mask to church. We just make that ask. If you don't have one, just let us know. We have plenty of masks. We'll be glad to provide you with one. So as you're moving in, we have indicators on the floor, and you can see in the video that the foyer is kind of sectioned off to help us maintain a little bit of traffic flow. And there's also markers on the floor and on the walls as you walk through here to help provide you with social distancing guidelines. We ask that you maintain social distancing throughout the entry, throughout the worship service, and as we exit the worship service as well. You'll come into contact with a host at the very front of the lobby area. This person is going to be greeting you. They're going to be asking you a few questions. It's a basic well check, a health well check is what it is. They're going to be asking you, hey, how are you feeling? How's everyone in your household feeling? Have you been exposed to anyone that's tested positive? Have you shown any symptoms? Have any of your family members shown symptoms of COVID-19? General health questions. This person will also be able to take your temperature if you would like to have a temperature check. Before you go into the sanctuary, we have that available, so let them know if you'd like to have your temperature checked. Then we'll move you along to the table, which will be on your left as we walk down the hallway. You can do a couple things here at this table. Number one, this is a hand sanitizing station. You can also pick up your communion elements. For this season, we have prepackaged communion elements. We also have offering envelopes here as well. We encourage you to continue to give digitally, or you can drop these offering envelopes, if you're choosing to give that way, into the baskets on your way out as you exit the service. So as we move into the sanctuary, there will be another volunteer. The volunteers will all be in bright blue t-shirts with FCC logo on the front, so you can see them, identify them easily. And we ask that you sit with your family group, the people that you've been around. We also ask that there's not lingering in the lobby and the sanctuary, that we all just kind of flow in and that we can be seated. You'll see that this middle section of walkway is closed. We have it kind of divided off here. Number one, the stand that you see there is going to be holding our camera that will be doing the live stream. And now we'll explain all of this once we get into service. But I kind of wanted you guys to have a visual of what to see. Now, our restrooms will be available. We're going to be limiting them in this season to one person at a time, and we will be cleaning in between each person that uses the restroom. So those are available. So as we move out, here are the giving baskets that I told you about, and these are designated exit doors. Guys, again, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a visual for this. I know that these are a lot of changes. Us stepping into this building on a Sunday during this pandemic time is going to look and feel just a little bit different than what we're used to coming in when we step in these doors on a Sunday morning. So, we've set out at the beginning of this thing with 3 goals in mind. Number one, we wanted to honor God in everything that we said and everything that we did, and that's still our primary goal. Our secondary goal, as Scripture commands us, is to honor those in position of governmental authority that God has placed over us, and I feel like we've done that, and we want to continue to do that. And thirdly, the command in the Bible to love our neighbors as ourselves, to love our neighbor well. And we're asking you to help us do these things by adhering to these recommendations and these guidelines. Guys, we love you. We can't wait to see you. Again, I cannot stress enough, if you're not comfortable with coming back at this time, stay home. It's okay. If you're at risk, if you're not feeling well, it's okay. So we'll see you in some capacity tomorrow, whether it be in person or you get to see me again on a screen. I mean, how lucky are you, right? Love you guys.